Hello, and welcome to episode 1 of What Did the White People in Power Lie About This Time? Today we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna get right into using the knowledge tonic of truth provided by none other than the wonderful, brilliant, feminist, Marxist, philosopher, thinker, educator, professor, writer, Angela Davis. Let's just hold on. And just badassness, come on, how cool is that? Oh my gosh, wanted by the FBI for, just being a decent human being. How could she? So here in her 1981 masterpiece, Women, Race, and Class, episode 1 for her, and by that I mean chapter 1, called The Legacy of Slavery Standards for a New Womanhood. In this chapter, she dismantles the whole facade of the Southern mammy that existed in the antebellum South, and honestly persisted. I mean, let's be honest. So for me, my first exposure to the mammy, if you will, was from this masterpiece right here, Gone with the Wind. Any other millennials out there with boomer parents who had you watch old movies all the time? So in this film, which, for a very long time was considered a masterpiece, and that's a whole different video, we were introduced to the incredible Hattie McDaniel. She is significant, just quick side. She's the first African-American actress to win an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress. Not too shabby. But the problem is, her brilliant performance kind of helped perpetuate this idea that Black women in the South, antebellum South, were nurturers, mothers, extensions of, they took care of all the babies, which to an extent is true, but it is not even a little bit true when you read this, okay? All right, so details. What are the lies? Because you see, the truth is, what Miss Davis teaches us in chapter 1 is that Black women were stripped of their womanhood. They were of no use to slave owners to be sweet, dainty women. They made them genderless, practically. They were expected to labor as hard as men. There was no distinction. There were, for white people, it was dainty, sweet ladies who eat like birds, and big, strong provider men. And then that distinction between the genders existed only for white people. The people in power, the landholders, the slave owners, it would do them no financial good if the same gender roles that were placed on white women also existed for Black women. Because if Black women were dainty, sweet things who had to eat like birds and stay small and tiny, then that would cripple their free labor source. That would then cripple their bottom lines and not allow them to hoard wealth and resources. Right? In fact, according to Davis, it was not until the transatlantic slave trade ended and it became a dire necessity to start, I hate saying this part, but they previous to the end of the transatlantic slave trade, it was more economically wise to just ship them on over from Africa. But then when that stopped, they were forced to start breeding slaves. That's what they did. So, and then even at that point, any enslaved Black woman who had a child with their partner were faced with this pickle, right? And that terrible, awful, rotten pickle was, do I rear this child and prime them to suffer the same absolutely dehumanizing fate that I've suffered, or do I save them from that with very sad means for that child, if you know what I mean? Not much existed for enslaved Black women except labor, just absolutely backbreaking labor, taking care of white babies for the few who were deemed, that was their calling for their master. Yeah, or, just lots of rape. Just raped objects in every absolute possible way. So when we see clips like this, its purpose, showing Mammy smiling and exciting and chasing after the kid, and its purpose was to make it all make sense in our brains. Like, oh, yeah, enslaved, sure, but like, look how happy, look how fulfilled with taking care of a child. It's just another example of just terrible whitewashing over historical accuracies for the comfort of white people, and to make America not look as absolutely terrible as it kind of is and has been. It's the truth. It's the truth, because they've been lying to us this whole time. Thank you. Tune in next week. Oh God. When we talk about more lies and all of the terrible things that have happened because of those lies. Okay, bye.